Welcome to another week of Preventing Sunday Scaries. I'm Dr. Henry Ernst. Welcome to the post-July 4th edition of Preventing Sunday Scaries. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July weekend. I know I did. I know I always say it here. My family lives by the beach, and we had the most amount of people we've ever had in the history of our family in the backyard this weekend. It was a lot of people. It was a lot of fun. It's good to just kind of hang out with friends and family and just, spend some quality time. Lots of fun. So let's get into it. Really stinks. It's a great weekend to have a Sunday scary. We come off the high of July 4th on Saturday, and now we're sitting there on Sunday. Maybe we're picking up the pieces, cleaning up the grill on Sunday, and oh man, we're going to go to work on Monday. Oh man. Let's talk about it, guys. Anything bothering you out there? Is there things that are causing you some troubles? I know a lot of us are watching the World Cup. And well, first of all, what's going on? I'm not a soccer guy, but what is up with this timing system in soccer? Added time, and the clock goes forwards, not backwards. I mean, I just don't get, that's a whole nother topic for another video. But one thing that is true about sports is we always keep score. I mean, we watch football on Sundays in America, and we don't just watch it and not keep score. We know who's winning. We know how many points our team is down by. We have a good idea. Sounds ridiculous to just watch a game and not have any idea who's winning and who's losing. But you know what? That's how a lot of people run their businesses. And it's really crazy if you think about it. Uncertainty will cause a lot of Sunday scaries. It really will. I always hear this main word, feels like. So people who own businesses will say, you know what? The business income feels like it's not as much as it used to be. The patient satisfaction or the client satisfaction feels like it's not the same as it used to be. Feels like we're not seeing as many new clients as before. We're just guessing. If we don't know numbers, we're just guessing. One of the first things that I will always ask a dental coaching client is, let me see your scorecard. A scorecard is just something that can determine the health of a business, and it gives us an idea of the health of the business. And I would say most of the time, we don't have one. We don't keep track of numbers. So in reality, you're like watching that football game without a scorecard. We don't know what the score is. Are we winning? Are we losing? Are we improving? So one thing that I really want to get across on this video is always remember this as a business owner. Numbers tell a story. They always do. I'll give you a couple of examples. One thing that we measure in our office is treatment acceptance rate. So this can go for dentistry or any business. Client or patient comes into your place of business and you present them with an action plan, a treatment plan. And what's the percentage of time they say yes to you? So we keep track of this weekly, monthly, quarterly. And one time, a few years ago, I had one doctor who was a good doctor. And all of a sudden, her treatment plan acceptance rate was all of a sudden just uncharacteristically low, lower than it ever was. And it was a pattern for about 6 weeks. And I sat down with her respectfully. I said, listen, what's going on? I just want to know your treatment plan acceptance isn't as high as it used to be. What's going on? Is there something I can help with? And it turns out candidly that there were some personal things going on at home and the numbers told the story. I just had to figure out what the story was. So just always remember that in business. If all of a sudden, man, we measure something else called missed call rate. How many calls are we missing? Because we spend a lot of money on marketing, so we want to make sure I'm not missing opportunities. If that missed call rate goes down all of a sudden, there's a reason for that. Or we have maybe somebody called out one day. Maybe we're short-staffed and the numbers are telling the story. We need to hire somebody else. So here we go. Sunday scary saver tip of the week. Here it is. I want you to have a scorecard every week that is a good measure of the health of your business. Now, I don't want some complicated Google spreadsheet. I don't want something that takes you hours to do. I want you to put together 5 numbers. 5 numbers that can determine the health of your business. And I want you to go over them with your leadership team or your management team every single week. And if any changes start to happen, you're going to be proactive rather than reactive. You're going to find out things before they turn into big things. And we report these typically in percentages. So all of us have been in grade school and we're used to getting grades. So, I'll give you some simple math. Let's say our new client or new patient goal is 50 every week. So we report the news. Okay, our new patient goal last week was 50 and we had 45. So we were 90% at the goal. So in general, if I hear that, I'm moving on. That's okay. Because all of our goals, they're not layups. They're not easy. They're like a stretch goal. So we report them all in percentages so we can all understand, this is good. And the goal is not to have perfect numbers, right? It's the old adage, don't let perfection be the enemy of good. We don't need perfection, but the goal of having a scorecard is to notice problems when they're still small. And you go over the numbers, all is good, you move on. If a number is wonky or low, go back to the past. What was that number last week? And if you're noticing a pattern, that's where your blinders have to come up and say, okay, let's find out the story here. Let's figure out what's going on. When your car light comes on, heaven forbid your check engine light comes on, we don't ignore it. We find out, why is that on? What's going on? That's the same mentality that you need as a business owner. So, in dentistry, I'll tell you some 5 common ones that we have. New patient numbers is a common one. Treatment plan acceptance, missed call rate, how many people are we reappointing, and what's our collection rate? Those are pretty common. And for any business, we can talk about a dentistry business, any business. We should all have numbers that really determine the health of the business. And let's talk about that. 5 numbers is not hard to replicate. It's not hard to report. It's not asking much, but it really, really goes a long way in making your office a real proactive. In other words, we're not letting things turn into big things. We're taking things on before they turn into big things, which can lead to lots of Sunday scaries. Don't want that. We don't need that in our lives. So as always, I hope you're getting a lot out of this here. Please, please, please like the videos. Please subscribe to the channel so you're not missing any. Really, really appreciate it to all of you. And if you want to make some comments, those are appreciated also. Trying to develop a nice community here. And if any of you are having any trouble with your dental business or just, want to talk about things, dentalpracticeheroes.com. You can click on a coaching call there and we can just talk about, can we help you? Like, what are things that we can work with you together with? So I hope everybody has a great week there. Don't let those Sunday scaries post July 4th get to you. Let's have a great week and let's go get it.